Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's flower channeling session. Today, I'm going to be sending healing from the flower deva of this beautiful hydrangea here, and I'm going to be channeling messages from the flower spirit and the spirit world. Possibly, if there is, might be a message for someone. All I ask you to do is to ask your angels to help you receive the healing and information with love and gratitude. You may wish to lie down and just relax. You may wish to sit comfortably, switch off all your distractions, your phone and everything. And you may wish to put your hands wherever you feel comfortable on your body. Because this is pink, a pink flower today, this may be about your heart chakra around here. So let's begin. So I'm just going to set up the healing now. So I wish to channel the information from this beautiful pink hydrangea, and I wish to contact the deva of the flower, the plant kingdom, the fairies, the angels, and my spirit team to send healing to anybody that watches this at any point in the future, and to receive any information that they might need at this moment in time. So I'm just going to send some healing for a few moments, and then I may be inspired to talk to you. So I'm just going to move the flower around here so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to begin the healing now. Now, I was wondering what flower to use for this week's channeling and healing session. And I was just walking down the road yesterday to work, and there in front of me on the pavement was this beautiful hydrangea. There was a bush in the garden and it had just fallen onto the pavement. And I thought, yes, this is a gift from the angels and the fairies and the flower kingdom. Now, this has inspired me to say that all around us, there are gifts from the spiritual world, from the nature. Think about flowers, and the birds leave their feathers. We have shells. All around us, there are gifts from nature. So I'm inspired by the fairies and the angels today to talk about your gifts and talents, in particular, your spiritual gifts. Now, are you using these? And if you are you using these in the correct way? And what I want to say, what I mean by that, if you are starting out on your spiritual journey, are you confused about which way to turn? This hydrangea is saying, find the right group or clan or teacher. And there's the wise saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. So what they're trying to say is, you may have had some training, but it might be from the wrong group or person, and you may be confused, or it may not be you may have not received the training with integrity and truth and honesty. So not all teachers are the same. So be very wary and careful about who you accept your training from. So don't get worried about this. As I say, when the student is ready, the right teacher will come. But the hydrangea is saying that just ask in this later on, a bit later, we're going to be working with the angels today. But they're saying that ask the angels in particular for help with finding the right teacher, because if you want to develop your spiritual gifts, then you need to be guided in the right direction. It may seem like you have to wait a long time. Sometimes it can be even years, but there's always things you can do. We can meditate, we can sit in the power. And what I mean by that is asking your spirit guides, your spirit team to build the power, the energy. And this will, what they will do, they will distract your conscious mind, the brain that's going tick round and round in circles. They will distract you so that the true spiritual information can come in. I hope this is making sense to some of you that will need this in particular today. So think about your spiritual gifts. Are you using them? And also your talents. What are you good at? Acting, drama, painting, your creative gifts, your creativity. Is money an issue? It always seems to be an issue, doesn't it? Well, they want to say that there is a time and place for everything. You may hit upon the right path early on. You may have to wait years and years, but there is always something you can do. So ask the angels for help and ask the hydrangea for help. And how you do that is, I wish to call upon the energy of the hydrangea to help me find what my gift is, with my talents, whether it be spiritual or my creativity, and to help me get on the right path, the spiritual path, with honesty, truth, and integrity. And if you are on the right path, you may want to accelerate it. So know that there is a time and place for everything. Sometimes we feel like we're stuck, and then we can walk away from it for a little bit. And then other times we proceed very fast. Now, the flowers, the leaves are pink and like a very delicate light green. So this is associated with the heart. So this may be about romance and love, and it's very gentle because it's the heart chakra is associated with pink and green. So this is the perfect flower for romance, but also the romance with you. So if you are seeking romance, love, then first you need to kind of be in love with yourself, have the self-love. So this hydrangea will help with that. Now, as we know, the hydrangeas can also be white and they can be blue. Now, this varies on the soil. Often people want the blue hydrangeas, which can only be in certain parts of the country, and we have to use different soil for that. Sometimes we have to plant them in pots with a certain type of soil to achieve a different color. So what the flower deva is saying, that this is also a plant of transformation. So you maybe are in a situation where you don't feel that you can change, but there are things you can do to change, to transform yourself. I also feel drawn to the butterfly with this. I feel the hydrangea is associated with the butterflies, and you do see a lot of red admirals around them. So yeah, there is the possibility to change, like using a different soil, use a different teacher, find different people, a different clan, people that are more in line aligned with your spiritual path that you want to achieve. Okay, so I'm just going to do a bit more healing. Okay. I'm hearing the name Mark, and I've also got a bit of a cough. I feel there is a connection, somebody in the spirit world whose name may be Mark, or there may be your name may be Mark, who had a cough, possibly something to do with how they passed. Now, for the person here that's the connection to the name Mark, I feel that you are very much on the spiritual path, but I want to say you've been knocked sideways recently, and you're trying to pull yourself back on the right road. I'm seeing like a fork in the road, and I'm feeling it's like a crossroads, and there's more than one path. There's two paths that you could take. Well, the spirit world are saying that either would work out, because you can always deviate. You can come back down one path and start another. So don't panic about this. I'm seeing bagpipes, and so there may be connection to Scotland. I'm hearing the name Mildred. Now, I feel Mildred is in spirit, and they're talking about elocution lessons. So I don't know if somebody in spirit, a lady, went to like a finishing school, or she had elocution lessons, working on her diction, her speech, or it could be that somebody around you is has a profession, a job to do with public speaking. There needs to be some sort of change with the public speaking that will help. It could be nervousness. It could be that there's an accent, particularly because I feel that the Mildred may have connections to Scotland. Often the Scottish accent is quite broad, and they had to learn to, as if they had to speak with an English, more what they call received pronunciation. So more like an English uh, accent, so that they perceived that this will be received much better, which isn't the case. But this is in the past, when whereas things change now, we tend to honor our individuality, and our accents are seen as quirky and fun. Whereas years ago, there was this kind of form to speak like for the Southern England, or if you was in America or Australia, whatever your television announcers would speak, that type of accent, which would be a bit what we would consider posher. So there may be some need for all of us to make a slight change to our public persona. There is change and transformation coming. We are always changing. And for some of us, there will be a change coming. I feel that August is going to be a nice time for certain people's love lives. There must be something, I don't know what's happening in the astrology, the planets, but I feel that because it's late summer, that this might be a time for nice positive change in some people's love lives that's watching this today. And if people are having a pretty poor time in their love life, know that they can always change. They can walk away. They can invite someone new into their life, or they can just decide, I want to work on my own self-love. And don't forget, you always got the opportunity to change the soil, change things around you. There is always somebody in spirit to listen to you. So if you do have, you do feel a need to change, you do need a teacher, you do need to feel like you need to progress, you feel stuck, ask the hydrangea for help and the angels.